Chrysler invented the minivan, and they've been making them longer than anyone. But is the Pacifica still the best choice for your family? Or is Kia's latest challenger, the Carnival, the A-list party you want to attend? At Edmunds, we drive every family car on sale, so we've teamed up with CarMax to help make this big decision a little bit easier. We're going to cover things like value and reliability, also family-friendly interior features, and of course, how the cars drive. So which one will it be then, the Chrysler Pacifica or the Kia Carnival? Let's find out. So what do you need to know about these two? Well, the Pacifica has been around for longer, since 2017, with an update for 2021. And it's the only minivan you can get as a plug-in hybrid. And starting for 2020, you can also get a Pacifica with all-wheel drive too. The Kia Carnival is the replacement for the old Sedona minivan, and it was introduced for 2022. This one looks a little bit more like an SUV, but it still has the sliding doors and huge interior space of a van. Kia introduced an optional hybrid engine for 2025, but an all-wheel drive option isn't on the table. We know that a family car doesn't do you much good if it's in the shop all the time. So how reliable are these two? Well, we trust RepairPal, an independent reliability tracker for this type of thing. And this is what they have to say. Comparing the two brands, it's Kia that comes out on top. According to RepairPal numbers, Chrysler owners pay about $130 more per year in repairs. Plus, Kia repairs are less frequent and less likely to be from major issues. The Carnival is significantly more expensive used, though. You'll have to decide for yourself if less frequent, less costly repairs help close that price gap. Both the Pacifica and the Carnival have received the IIHS Top Safety Pick Award in this generation. But you should know that the Carnival improved on some of its test scores thanks to updates for the 2025 model. So make sure to check out the IIHS test results for the year that you're interested in. What's most important in a minivan is that it be spacious and versatile enough to handle anything that your family might throw at it. Anything from long road trips to carpooling to carrying toddlers to teenagers. So let's take a look at the interior of the Chrysler Pacifica. Right off the bat, this low door sill means it's easy to load cargo or for kids to climb into. And the higher level trims even have a kick sensor that will open the door for you. What did we just say the two strengths of a minivan are? Passenger space and versatility. And right here, those two strengths come together with Chrysler's big party trick, stow and go. Boom. But it's only available on gas models because this space is actually taken up by the battery in the hybrid. But this setup is genius. The second row seats can fold completely into the floor, which makes the Pacifica unbeatable when it comes to converting your minivan from family hauler to estate sale all-star. And when not in use, you can use the cubbies for additional storage. Look, if you're converting your minivan between family hauler and garage sale hauler, there is nothing that can beat this on the market. So with every advantage, there tends to be a negative or two. And in this case, these seats can't slide side to side to make more space like the Honda Odyssey, nor do they have as much front to back range as you see in the Toyota Sienna. You'll have a decent amount of front to back range to fit pretty much all of the rear-facing car seats back here. And by the way, we do always recommend that you bring your own to test just to be sure. Car seat design and driver positions are big variables. Overall, this comparative lack of range is something to consider if you're often using all three rows or have older kids that need to stretch their growing legs. Be sure to check out our other minivan comparisons to see those features in action too. With the seats in place, they're a little firm and not the most comfortable because they don't have any side bolstering because they've got to fit in that cubby. However, there's a little detail back here that's crucial for families. The air conditioning vents are positioned on the ceiling, both here and in the third row. This is perfect for little ones in rear-facing child seats. That said, the child seat tether anchors up top can be kind of hard to find. Older kids will also appreciate that most Pacificas come with a pair of USB charge ports and that there are cup holders built into each of the sliding doors that do a pretty decent job. Great for heading to practice. There are air conditioning controls right here on the ceiling. These may be tough for small kids to reach, but as they grow older, no problem. Okay, so while we're here, I've got to show you this cool feature. The way that these second row chairs tilt forward means if you're using your latch anchors for your car seat, you don't actually have to remove it to access the third row. However, if you are using the seat belt for the car seat, you're not going to be able to do that quite as easily because it is attached to the wall and not the seat. Okay, now for the way back. There are anchors and tethers for those child seats, but the tethers can actually be tricky to find and it's easy to get confused. The third row can seat up to 3 adults with decent space, and the seats can recline for extra comfort. Most trims actually have a couple of USB ports too, and there's a pair of cup holders on either side. Third row passengers have their own climate control settings too, which is a nice touch, and higher trim levels get sunshades for the windows. Also kind of cool, the button to open and close the lift gate is here and not there, which means kids can reach it too. All right, so let's not forget about us parents. Here in the Pacifica, everything is laid out really well. We love the fact there's all of these physical hard buttons, and this large shifter is amazing because it actually frees up all of this space and it doesn't get in the way of anything that you actually need to do. Drinks on the go, very important. You're coming from the gym, or you need a place for your morning coffee. You need places to put them. You have 2 good-sized cup holders here holding your 40 ounces of fun, clear of everything going on up here. You do have this pull-out tray for 2 more cup holders, but you'll have to negotiate with the rear seat passengers for these. Door pockets look good, but they don't hold the big water bottles. Little guys only, unfortunately. I do love this storage nook under the cup holder area. It's perfect for a small purse or a diaper bag, and a little bin here. It's a really nice feature to keep things tidy. This touchscreen in the center is a little on the small side compared to its competition, but it's intuitively organized and really responsive. And charging is not an issue here. You have a lot of USB ports, both the A and the C varieties. Some trim levels have an intercom, so you don't have to turn around and holler. This is not unique to the Pacifica, but it's a really nice feature nonetheless. Plus, a great fam cam feature gives you a bird's eye view of the rear seats so that you can tap to zoom in on individual seats. A curved mirror will give you similar functionality in a pinch, but we prefer this fam cam. I see you. So here we are with the Carnival. Is it a party inside? Let's see how it stacks up. Like all minivans, second row access is easy thanks to the wide opening sliding doors and a low floor to climb into. And just like the Pacifica, nicer versions of the Carnival also have a smart sensor to open the door. Otherwise, kids who are tall enough can just tug on the handle and the door will power open, or use the push button, which is a nice feature. Back here in the second row, it's pretty comfortable. These seats fold nearly flat, but it's not the totally flat and disappear trick that the Chrysler does. So as a result, they can be a little bit more padded, a little bit more bolstered, because after all, these seats don't have to fit into a hole in the floor. The Kia also has ceiling vents for rear-facing kiddos, HVAC controls in the ceiling just like the Pacifica, plus big cup holders in the door. But these cup holders are larger than what you'll find in the Chrysler. Also, you'll get access to these 2 cup holders, but they may be claimed by the captain up front. Fear not, fold this middle seat for 2 more, and these handy cell phone slots are also there too. Sitting back here, you can also see there are USB ports everywhere for older kids to plug in their devices. It's also easier to find a Carnival with an 8-seat configuration like this. Like the Chrysler, those top tether points can be a little tricky to find, but practice makes perfect in either vehicle. 7-seat Carnivals offer side-to-side and forward-to-back adjustability in the second row since they don't have that stow-and-go feature. So if you're rocking the 3 or more car seats at one time and you don't need every available seat, this configurability gives you ready access to the third row at all times. For getting into the third row, we like that the lever to slide the seat back and forth is down low enough so most kids can reach it. Now, unfortunately, unlike the Pacifica, if you do want to move the seat forward, you've got to totally fold it flat rather than tilting it, which means you can't have a car seat involved. However, there is one advantage, and that is the seat belt is mounted to the seat and not the wall, which does make it easier to get in the back. You get a good amount of passenger space back here. Adults will be pretty comfortable on longer trips. Like the Chrysler, you can mount child seats with the outer 2 seat belts and anchors in the third row. We like that there are cup holders back here too. Plus, there are plenty of USB ports, and those high trims also get sunshades. Higher trims also have a hands-free power liftgate, and from the cargo area, it's super easy to grab this lever and stow the third row seats with one hand. To top it off, there's even more space back here than in the Pacifica. Very impressive. And let's not forget about the command center. This is really nice up here. It feels much more like an SUV than a minivan in my opinion. And you've got this big, beautiful, bright screen, much bigger than anything you find in the Chrysler. And some trim levels in the Carnival even give you similar features to the Chrysler, like your passenger cameras and your intercoms. And those are really nice too. Another nice feature is quiet mode, which is a shortcut to mute the stereo volume in the second and third rows. Thank you, Kia, for thinking about our needs as adults. We appreciate it. Speaking of shortcuts, there's a button on the steering wheel you can customize to be a shortcut to whatever feature you want. We love this. It's great for checking on the kids, changing the volume fast. It's amazing. And overall, this car just feels much more modern than the other, and that's because it's a much newer design. Unfortunately, there's no clever little cubby hole down here like there is with the Chrysler, because in the Carnival, you have a more traditional shifter setup, and that means you're probably gonna have to put your bag in the front seat, which we think is kind of a miss. Kia, please put the shifter up and out of the way and give us more space. These cup holders are a little bigger than what you get in the Pacifica. I also really like that Kia put this little slot here for your phone. You have 3 USB ports up front, but they're only one type. The Pacifica has both A and C. Also, we prefer the Pacifica's physical buttons because they're easier to use while keeping your eyes on the road, rather than looking through menus for what you need. Cup holders in car seats are essential to the minivan experience, but you're going to be behind the wheel, right? So it matters how these cars drive and how much gas they use. First, let's talk fuel economy. And there's not much to get excited about here. Neither of these vans get great fuel economy like the hybrid Toyota Sienna. Both pure gas versions get the same combined MPG rating. The Carnival does have a hybrid version that gets 33 MPG combined, but that's only available on 2025 models and newer. The Pacifica is also available as a hybrid, but this Pacifica isn't just any hybrid. That's right, this is a plug-in hybrid, the only plug-in hybrid minivan on the market. That battery plus a small electric motor means it can drive like an EV using no gas for over 30 miles, which is perfect for a morning carpool run. And with home charging, trips to the gas station will be rare. Beyond MPG, on the road, it's the Pacifica that has the slight advantage. Both cars are going to feel like they have good power, stop at a reasonable distance, and don't feel too floaty on the road. Rough sections of pavement can make the Carnival shake and shudder more than its rival. The light steering in the Kia also means that you'll have to make more adjustments to keep pointed straight on the highway. As we mentioned at the top of this video, the Pacifica has available all-wheel drive, which offers more confidence and stability when the road gets slippery. And that's a nice feature for those that live in places with real winters. But on those long road trips, we prefer to be behind the wheel of the Carnival. And that's because the seats are super comfy and plush, and it has a ton of standard driver assists. That's not to say that the Pacifica is a slouch, because it definitely isn't, and has a more precise, comfortable ride. But if its seats were more comfortable, this would be a totally different conversation. So what do you think? Do you prefer the style, the tech, and the reliability of the Carnival? Or do you prefer the versatile storage, the smooth ride, and the lower price of the Pacifica? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time.